So she reached behind her back. They're the Gilligan and Skipper doll, about this big. The little base looks like a flock of sand. But I've been collecting Hollywood memorabilia, Anna, since I was 4 years old.
Hi, everyone. This is Anna Skinner, the Happy Collector. Today, we're talking to Greg Cochrane, who has an amazing collection of TV and movie memorabilia, including a collection of Gilligan's Island items. Hi, Greg. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Anna.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and about your overall collection, because you've got a huge collection.
But I've been collecting Hollywood memorabilia, Anna, since I was 4 years old.
Wow.
So, my whole house, which is almost 2,500 square foot, is covered with Hollywood and movie and pop culture memorabilia. I've got everything, even the bathroom, even both of my bathrooms. The only room that doesn't have any memorabilia per se is my bedroom. That's the only room that doesn't have any pop culture or Hollywood memorabilia whatsoever. So, and I still have the very first item I got when I was 4 years old in 1966. So I've been collecting now since, 59 years now. So,
well, now you'll have to tell us, what is that item? What was the very first thing you collected?
Well, and if you know about comic books, Anna, it's a little book. I should have brought it out, but it's a big little book called Batman, the Cheetah Cape. Fat little comic book, but it's real tiny. It's paperback. And my mom bought that for me at Kmart back in 1966 in Indiana. And I had an older sister, I kept all my toys.
Oh,
I
wow.
have quite a few of them to this day, but that's one that I really kept in particular. And to this day, that little comic book is still in my display cabinet, wrapped in the special plastic with the special cardboard and everything. So
now today we're talking about your Gilligan's Island collection, because that's sort of my focus. You can see we're here we're here at the bamboo table, and we're here hanging out with Gilligan and the Skipper, Marianne and Ginger. We've also got the professor with us. So today we're kind of focusing on Gilligan's Island, and that's kind of why I initially reached out to you, is because I saw these pictures of these costumes and some of the collectible things that you have put together. Amazing. So can you just tell us a little bit about your collection? What is it that you've collected?
Well, when my wife, about a couple of weeks before she passed away, now remember, this was back in the early 90s. This was before Amazon, before eBay, before Facebook. I was so frustrated because all I had was an I Dream a Genie bottle, and I had a display case of my Batman toys and my comics. And I was so frustrated because I just couldn't find anything. In fact, I was very, very close and just getting rid of everything. Well, my wife said, "Sit down, I want to talk to you." So when she sat me down, she goes, "Honey, if you like things from other shows, whether it be Lost in Space or Gilligan's Island or whatever you like, let's give Batman and I Dream a Genie a rest." Because my wife was a collector too. She collected Wizard of Oz memorabilia. But she goes, "If you like Gilligan's Island, let's collect things from that show. Then when you give your other stuff a rest, when you do find something from that, when you come back to it, you'll appreciate it all the more." So she reached behind her back. They're the Gilligan's Island, Gilligan and Skipper doll, about this big. The little base looks like a flock of sand.
Yeah.
But she said, "Honey, you need to diversify." Well, that to me, that's like saying abracadabra, because diversified my collection. That's how I got started. Well, then to make a long story short, when I first got my first computer back in the late 1998 or whatever year, I wanted to find something on Gilligan's Island. Well, then I did a Google search, and that led me to bobdenver.com, and I got a replica of his shirt, which is right here, and the hat. And those shirts are very well made. The hat was very well made, and I got like a little thank you note from his wife Dharma, and a little thank you note from Bob, thanking me for supporting the website. Well, that's how it got started. And then a couple years later, a friend of mine in California they all get together at Halloween. They always do things from TV shows for Halloween. Well, that year they went as the Gilligan's Island's Castaways. Well, my friend got a replica. He found a seamstress in Canada. He sent pictures of one of Ginger's most iconic costumes, and she replicated it. Well, after Halloween, he didn't need it anymore. So he goes, Greg, do you want to buy this for your collection? He goes, I'll just charge you what it costs me. So that was the second costume. And that's how it got started. So all in all, and it took me about 7 years, which is kind of ironic because there's 7 castaways. It took about 7 years to get all that stuff together. And even now, it's so hard to find good quality merchandise anymore.
Let's start with your Gilligan costume. You mentioned about the shirt. Of course, we know that it was a rugby shirt.
Well, ironically, that has a funny story. I went through at least 3 or 4 polo shirts at Goodwill. I love Goodwill. The thing about living in everyone, when they move down here, they want to get rid of everything once they move down here. I went through at least 3 or 4 blue polo shirts before I found the right one. And that was like $3 each time. I got it home. One was not dark enough. One didn't have the little fringe around the sleeves like Skipper shirts did. So when I finally found the last one, then I went on Amazon, because the shirt form that I have, as you can't see it through here, but shirt forms have six-pack abs. Yeah. Well, Alan Hale Jr. he wasn't heavy, but he didn't have abs. So I just on a whim, I typed up inflatable belly. So I actually bought, if you strap it around the waist where the stomach would be, and you blow it up, and it looks like it has like a little bit of a paunch.
There you go.
So that's what I did. But the hat was like $250.
Oh,
I found, ironically, the same couple at that time that lived in California. They supplied, from what they told me, I don't remember their names, unfortunately, but they told me that during the course of the show that their company supplied the hats for Skipper. And they had like 2 left. And at this time, they lived in Clearwater, Florida, which is about 2 hours north of me, where I live.
Let's talk about your professor costume.
Professor costume, ironically, when you watch it, when you first watch it was in color, I just assumed that his shirt was white. His long sleeve shirt was white. Well, then when the DVDs came out, oh, no. They were not, his shirt was not white at all. It's what I call a pale robin's egg blue. It's a real pale blue. So I went to Goodwill. I found the khaki pants. I found a skinny, what I call 60s belt. And then I found the shirt. Like I said, it takes a while, but you can find almost anything if you want to put an authentic costume together.
And that shot is Mrs. Howell.
That costume, when I went to Goodwill, I found that top. And, Ann, I swear, I haven't found it yet, but I think there's actually an episode where she's actually wearing that golden beaded top. It looks so much like one of those episodes. And then I had to her costume was all of my favorite costumes to put together. She was my favorite for some reason, because she wore the long bridal gloves. And I wanted, when I found that top for her, I wanted to make sure that, yes, there you go. I wanted to get bridal gloves. So what was fun about her costume was I went to a woman's consignment shops. I looked at all the jewelry. I wanted to find the long pearls. I wanted to find.
Yes,
there you go. I wanted to find, I went on Amazon. I found a fake diamond necklace with all the diamonds, and then the golden, the yellow and white hibiscus flower to wear. I found like a ring that goes with the golden. I found like a wedding ring. I found the pearl bracelets, and I wanted everything to match. So when I got ready to do Thurston, I didn't want to just have him an open tie, an open shirt. I wanted, because in the 60s they wore, I think it's called ascots.
Oh, yeah.
These ascots kind of got black and the burnt gold and the different color. It kind of matches her top. So I wanted them to kind of match. And then his patch on his jacket, it's actually, I typed up on eBay, a Beverly Hills Polo Club patch. Yeah. So I had to have that on the lapel. So, but all in all of my favorite costumes to put together was Lovey, because, you know, going through all the different jewelry, because I didn't have a specific episode. I just wanted to be classic and I wanted to be gaudy at the same time.
Yeah. Well, tell us about Marianne Donwell's costume.
That's a funny story too. I found the shorts at Goodwill, and they're almost Daisy Duke shorts because they're real high up. Well, I couldn't find a top that I liked. Well, I went on Amazon and I just typed up Marianne top. Well, they had the red and white and the blue and white check. Well, I didn't want to put the blue by the skipper, so I got the red and white, and it's kind of a country top with the puffy sleeves, and so.
So now you have a couple of other Gilligan's Island collectibles. I mean, I see the radio behind you. I've also seen you've got the pops. You've got the life preserver. You have a ship. You have the SS.
I've got the SS Minnow, which is almost 2.5 feet long. Wow. It's made out of balsa wood, so it's really, 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 really light. So,
you know, I think I have an almost identical model to that. And when I saw the picture you sent me, I went, okay, so there's 2 of these. And of course, there may be more. It may be kits that people made. And I had to add the damage to the boat that I've got. Let me just go get it because I'm going to talk about it. That is so wild because it looks just like.
Yes, that's just like mine.
I know. I had never seen another one like it. And I added the damage to this.
That's exactly like mine.
So how is it that they built several of them, huh?
I don't know. I don't know if he made them to order or what, but, you know. Now, where's your little radio?
Oh, it's right. Wait a minute. Oh, here it is. It's right here.
Okay. Yeah, that's just exactly like mine.
So obviously they made several, and I bought it off of eBay. And I asked the guy, again, it's made out of balsa wood. It's so light. And I asked the guy who made it, and he said he didn't know. He didn't know who
actually... okay. Well, see, I got mine from the person who made it.
Oh, okay. We'll have to trade notes. Okay, we'll have to trade notes.
And then I see you have the buoy that I have. Yours is a little bit different than mine. I got a screen capture of one and I just replicated, but they had so many different designs.
Well, there was one up for auction, and it was supposedly the original one that was used on the hut. And so I modeled this after that one. I was very fortunate to find an actual cloth-covered life preserver. It's the same size, and then they, of course, you know, the prop guys, they added the lettering, and so I just modeled it after what they did. But anyway, it's one of my favorite things. You know, even though it's maybe not original, but it certainly looks like the one that was up for auction. Of all the things that you've collected about Gilligan's Island, is there something that you don't have that you would really like to have?
I wish I would have had it. I wish I had an autographed picture by all the cast members. I have an autographed picture from Sherwood Sports, but I wish I had a cast picture of all of them together.
That's tough.
That's my wish. Of course, now, unfortunately, that's not possible. I mean, you could probably buy them online, but then again, there's so many counterfeits out there that you just don't know if it's going to be legitimate.
Yeah.
But that's my only regret. I wish that I would have sought them out more when they were alive.
Well, you know, the hardest autograph to get that I've found, the hardest one was Alan Hale. I think it's because he passed away so soon after the show, and it was just anyway. It's very hard to come by, and to get one with all 7 signatures. I think there's only a couple that were early on in the series. Do you ever find a picture with all 7 authentic? And I don't think I've I may have ever seen one that I thought was legitimate. So that's a tough one to come by, but maybe somebody will tell us a good source for something like that. We've got to wrap up, but thank you so much. You have been so great to talk to. And folks, I hope you've enjoyed hearing Greg and seeing his collection. We have more videos about Gilligan's Island, collectibles, lunch boxes, all kinds of stuff. So look for the other videos, and please subscribe to our channel, and please like this video. I think Greg and I are going to share a piece of Marianne's coconut cream pie here. So Greg,
that sounds good to me. Got some?
All right. Okay, folks.
Thank you.